All right, guys, good morning. We are on to our personal budget, okay? So go ahead and press pause, copy down. We do have some more vocabulary. It's a lot of vocabulary, okay? And then I have some how to and example, okay? So go ahead and press pause so you can copy down the vocabulary. All right, so a personal budget is a way of organizing your incomes versus your expenses. Pretty much over a period, you usually do it by month, okay? So it is over a period of time in order to make financially responsible decisions, okay? So it's your budget. You have this much income, which means you have that much money coming in, and you have to figure out where everything's gonna go, okay? And you don't want to spend more than you have, so that's why having a budget is key. Okay, so some other words you need to know. You do need to know what income is. Income is the money you earn. Okay, some of the other words you might see are your salary, your wages. That's how much you get paid. Okay, and like I said, most personal budgets are on a monthly budget, and the reason you do that is because your bills come in monthly. Okay, everything is paid monthly, so your budgets are usually monthly. Expenses. Okay, that's the money you spend. All right. Um, it could be on your taxes, any bills that you receive, anything you want to put in a savings account, your food, your utility bills. Your utilities are like your water bill, the gas bill. Okay, then you have your electric bill, all those bills. Okay, those are your expenses. That's what we're taking away from our income. Okay, and there are two types of expenses. We have fixed expenses and variable expenses. Okay, so fixed expenses are fixed in. They're not going to change month to month. In other words, I know that I'm going to pay the same amount every single month. So some examples of that could be your house payment or your rent. You're paying the same amount every month. It's guaranteed. Okay. Your car, how much you pay on your car, you pay the same amount every single month. Okay. The bill is going to be the same. It's not going to fluctuate. It's not going to change. Netflix. Okay. You pay the same amount for your subscription. So things like that are called fixed expenses. They're not going to fluctuate. They're going to be the same amount every single month. Okay. The other one is a variable. So it's the opposite of fixed. It's going to change. It changes from month to month, depending on how you use it, how much you use. So some examples of that could be your water bill. Okay. During the summer months, we use the water a lot more to water our grass to make sure it's not, doesn't die on us. So, water bill changes from month to month, depending on how much water you use. Grocery bill, that changes from month to month. I know my grocery bill is pretty high during the summer because I have the kids at home and I have to have more groceries there. Or your grocery bill might be very high during Thanksgiving and Christmas and holidays like that, when you're going to have a big gathering and have a big meal. Okay. Your phone, you usually do pay the same amount for your phone, but what if you go over data? Okay, so that does have a possibility of changing. Sometimes the gas bill can change from month to month, as well as maybe you put some money aside for clothing. Okay, that'll change from month to month. So fixed expenses are, they're not going to change. You're going to have the same, you pay the same amount every single month. Versus variable, it depends on how much you use it, and it's going to fluctuate from month to month. Okay. Now, in personal budgets, we do like to calculate the budget as percentages. So the majority of these questions you'll get, and when you do create your own budget, is the percent proportion. Okay. And if you remember the percent proportion when we did it, it was part to whole equals percent over 100. That's pretty much what we're going to use here. All right. So go ahead and press pause and copy down that first example there. Actually, that's actually the only example right there that fits on this page. So go ahead and just press pause, copy it, and then press play when you're ready. Okay. Sorry, it got cold in here. Okay, let's take a look at the first example. We have the Garza family budgets their monthly income of $3,200. Complete the table to determine the family budget. All right, so the Garza family makes $3,200, okay? And it's probably just a family of one, so it's just them. her, him, whoever. So they make $3,200 a month, and we have to fill it in. So we know how much money they pay for housing plus utilities, but I want to know what percent that is. Okay. Sometimes I'll give you the percent, but they want the amount. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to go from amount to percent and then percent to amount. All right. So to organize this, I'm going to go ahead and just label house and utilities. And some places, if you rent a house or rent an apartment, they will include the utilities with your rent. And that's pretty nice, okay? So you can use as much water as you want if the utilities are included. So house and utilities, they want a percentage. So I'm going to use the part to whole. So part over whole amount, percent, and 100. That's the setup. Now you just have to plug in the correct numbers. Okay, so I'm just looking at the housing utilities here. Okay, the part is going to be how much do you pay for housing? I pay $1,440 for my house and utilities. It's not bad. Whole amount, that is going to be your income. Okay, how much are you bringing in per month? Okay, because this is a monthly table. So how much do I bring in a month? $3,200. Usually these questions are going to be in table format or a pie chart or a circle graph. Okay, to find the whole amount, it's going to be in the top part here in the information that y'all usually don't read. Okay, so if you read it, that's where you'll find your whole amount. Okay, so I have part for housing was $1,440. The whole amount is $3,200, and I'm looking for the percentage. Okay, now you can simplify if you would like. All right, so you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and just cross multiply and divide. So 1,440 times 100, you know the shortcut. Just add those two zeros at the end of 1,440. Divided by 3,200. Okay, now here I'm definitely going to use the shortcut. I'm going to take off 1 0 from here and 1 from there. I can take off another. So now what I'm really dividing is 32. And I'm going to run out of space to 1,440. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and round this to the nearest percent. So if I get to the tenths place, I'll stop and then I'll round. Okay, so let us divide. 32 into 144, that goes 3, 4, 5, 4. 4 times. That's 1 left over there, 14, 6. I'm just making sure because I have been off on that. All right, and bring down the 0. 32 into 160 is 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Ooh, nice. 45. So since my answer is going to be percentage, I can say this is 45%. Okay. Just box it in down here. All right. So there's that one. Housing utilities is done. So if they give you the amount is the part. The whole is how much your income is. And then percentage is blank, but that's going to be over 100. Remember, the 100 is always there. Okay. Now let's take a look at the food. Okay, now they want us to do food. Same setup because I see a percent. So if they give you a percent, we can still use the percent proportion. So part to whole, percent, and 100. Okay, so we're going to fill this in. Let's take a look. The part is going to be how much is the food? We don't know. That's our variable. Okay. Whole amount is the same thing. 3,200 is my budget. And the percent they do give me, it's 10%. So that's going to go right here. Okay. Now, like I said before, you can go ahead and simplify. Okay. If you want to. If not, you're going to get the same answer. Okay. You're just going to be dealing with bigger numbers. That's it. So 3,200 times 10 is 3,200 plus 1 0. divided by the number we have left over. So divided by 100. I'm going to go ahead and use that shortcut because I see zeros everywhere. I'm going to take one from the outside, one from the inside. One from the outside, one from the inside, and that's all I can take. Okay, so this is pretty easy. 320 divided by 1 is 320. There, just to make it look pretty. Okay, so 320 is how much money this person spends on food per month. Okay, per month. And that's about right because I spend about $400 maybe on groceries for a family of 4. Okay, pretty much close to 4. Yeah, 4 to 500. They're boys. They're 17-year-old and 12-year-old. So yeah, if you have boys, if you're a boy, you know that y'all do like to eat, and I always have to have snacks everywhere. All right, so $320 for food, and that's pretty much how you fill it out. Okay, so let's finish these off. Let's do transportation. Hopefully I have room. And we're going to solve it the same way, part to whole, percent, and 100. Ooh, I have 1, 2, 3 more. This one. I'll see where I'll fit it. Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, let's take a look. Part of the transportation is 640. The whole amount is the same number. And we're looking for the percentage here. Okay, so now you can simplify. I'm going to just go ahead and multiply. So 640 with 2 extra zeros. That's how you do 640 times 100. That's a shortcut. And divided by 3,200. I'm going to utilize the zeros here. Take 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and divide. 32 into 64 goes 2 times. Yay. Don't forget that 0 because that is still part of the whole number. And that is 20%. 20% of the budget. Okay? Now look at entertainment. I mean, really look at entertainment. Do I have to solve for entertainment? No, because take a look. I already solved for food, and I spend the same, or this person spends the same amount of money on food and entertainment. They're both 320. So if this 320 was 10%, then this 320 has to be 10%. And you could have also seen, look, 320 is half of 640. Well, what's half of 20%? 10%, okay? So you can use what they have there, okay? Work smarter, all right? So I saw that, yay, I don't have to do the work, okay? Now you can figure out 15% if you want to. If not, we can go ahead and work it out. And this is going to be for our savings. Maybe you don't have room here, you can write on the back, that's fine. So I'm just going to put a P for part, W for whole, percent, and 100, okay? The part here, I have no idea. I do know the percent, though, is a 15%. So percents always go over 100. So 15 goes over here. And the whole amount is still 3,200. That is the budget. That is his income, okay? Now, to solve, to figure out how much money we're talking about, let's go ahead and cross multiply here. 3,200 times 15. I'm going to do it over here. 0.2300084. Okay, so that is going to be 48,000 divided by 100. Oh, yay! Take off 1 0 and 1 and 1 and 1, and look, you get 480. So I can say that the savings is $480. Okay. Now, once you are done with your table, if you want to check to see if everything is correct, add all these together and you should get 3,200. Add all these together and you should get 100%. Okay. But if they ever want you to fill in the table or they want you to change the percent to the amount, use a percent proportion, okay? Your whole amount is always going to be how much income you have. It is your income, okay? And that's going to be found up here in the little information that they give you above the pictures, okay? So you have to read that, okay? And then down here, you'll find the information of what they want you to change, okay? If they want you to find how much money the food was, okay, use the 10%, okay, to find the 320. If they want to know the percentage of entertainment, okay, use the money in your proportion and find the percent, all right? So percent proportion. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a try it out. I want you to go ahead and, actually we'll go ahead and do one more example. I just saw it here. So I have another example on the back. Okay, so go ahead and press pause and copy this down. We'll do this one together and then we'll do the try it outs. Okay, we'll do the try it outs. Okay, let's see. You should have had this copy. Let's see what it says. June earns $3,000 per month after taxes. She saves $720. What percent of her budget is this? Okay, so this is a word problem with no pictures. All right, so some things stick out to me. That word right there. As soon as I see that, guess what I'm going to set up? Yep. Part to whole, percent over 100. Okay, because they want the percent. Now we're going to go on for searching here. It says June earns $3,000 per month. So you need to know that this earning is her income. That's her whole monthly budget for the month. So that is my whole amount. It's how much money she makes. The part is going to be, what is she taking away? Okay, what is she doing here? In this case, we're saving $720. So that is the part I'm talking about. And we want to know what percent is that? Okay, what percent is that? So we're going to solve these just like we did before. We're going to cross multiply. So if you remember the shortcut, it's just going to be 720 because you just do 720 times 1 and then add those 2 extra zeros. And we're going to divide that by 3,000, divided by the number that's left. So zeros galore, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So what I'm really dividing is 3 into 72. That's a lot nicer and neater. So 3 goes into 7 twice. And 3 goes into 12 4 times. So her $720 savings, that, oops, not dollar sign, that is 24%. Okay, so 24% of her income goes to, or her budget goes to her savings account. It's pretty good. Okay, they always say try to save 10% of your check every month, and that'll help you out. She's saving 24%. That's pretty good. Okay, so especially if you're brand new, you don't have a huge family or anything, and you're on your own, save as much as you can. Okay, don't think just because you have a paycheck you have to spend every single penny of there. Have a savings account. Okay, and you'll love that savings account. If an emergency pops up, you have the money saved there already. You want to go on a nice vacation, you have the money saved there. Okay, so don't think just because you get a paycheck you have to spend the whole thing. All right, learn to save. Okay, now time for you to try it out. So let me move this up so you can see it both. There we go. So you have this one and this one. Okay, go ahead. And on this one, you're just telling me if it's fixed or variable. This one you're going to solve. Okay, go ahead and press pause. And then come back. Okay. All right. Let's see how you did. All right. Number 1, Michael budgets $600 of the $2,000 he brings home for transportation. What percent of his budget is this? So percent proportion, part, whole, percent, and 100. Boom. He budgets $600. So that is his transportation, and he makes 2,000. Okay, and we're looking for the percentage. So let's see how you did. I would have definitely simplified there, but 600 with 2 zeros divided by 2,000. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 2 goes into 6 3 times. I just have 1 0 left over. So you should have budgeted that his transportation takes up 30% of his budget goes to transportation. Okay? 30% of his budget goes to transportation. That could be a car payment. That could be a bus ticket. You never know. Okay, if you live in a big city, that'll definitely be a bus ticket or a train ticket. Okay? So, how'd you do on that one? Okay, let's try the next one. All right, and if you need help, Google Meets, I'm always there. Okay, now here you just had to label, is it a fixed expense or variable? So remember, fixed means it does not change month to month. Variable, it fluctuates month to month depending on how much you use it. Okay, so rent is a fixed expense. Food is a variable expense. Utilities is variable, okay? Because sometimes you use a lot of electricity, sometimes you don't. December is a huge spike in electricity bills because 1, you have the heater running because it gets cold. 2, you have all the Christmas lights that you have around your house or inside the house, okay? So the utilities will go up there. My car payment I pay every month, that's the same. It's fixed, okay? And my gas bill, it also is a variable expense. It will change from month to month depending on how much I use it. Okay, now that gas could be a gas bill for my car or a gas bill for my house. If it's a gas bill for my house, it's still fluctuating from month to month depending on how much gas I use. Okay, if it's a gas for my car, it's going to be how much gas am I using? Well, it depends on how much I'm driving. You know, like right now, especially in this pandemic we're in, I'm not driving that much. I drive from home to work, from work to home. That's it. So whereas before I was going everywhere, you know, I would go to San Antonio when I had a nice weekend off. I would go to Corpus during the summer on the longer breaks. So right now, my gas bill, very minimal because I'm just going working home. Okay. But that is still a variable expense. It still fluctuates depending on how much I'm driving. Okay. So if you have any questions when you open up your assignment today, come to the Google Meet and we will definitely go over those questions, okay, together. All right. If not, then go ahead and submit your assignment for today and we'll see you tomorrow.